The Clockmaker Secret. In the heart of an old European town nestled between snow-capped mountains, there was a narrow cobblestone street where time seemed to stand still. At the end of the street stood a curious little shop, Eliot Grey Clockmaker. No one in the town remembered when Eliot Grey had arrived, but his clocks had been ticking in every home. For generations, children would press their nose against the window to watch the tiny gears turning in gold and silver timepieces, but none had ever been inside. The shop was always closed except on the first Monday of every month for exactly 1 hour. On a rainy Monday in early October, a 14-year-old girl named Mira stood outside the shop. Her grandfather, who had just passed away, left behind a strange silver pocket watch that didn't tick. Engraved on the back were the words, "Return to Grey, time will tell." Clutching the watch, Mira stepped through the shop's heavy oak door just as the bell above it chimed 10. Inside, the air smelled of cedar and old oil. Clocks lined every wall. Costco clocks, grandfather clocks, sundials, hours glasses, even a few strange contraption that didn't look like clocks at all. At the far end of the shop, behind a wooden counter, stood a man with silver hair and spectacles perched on end of his nose. "You must be Mira," he said without looking up. "How do you?" "I know your grandfather. Brilliant man. He trusted you. Then?" Mira handed him the watch. "It doesn't work." "Said you would know what to do." Eliot Grey turned the watch over his palm and smiled. "Ah, the timekeeper." Before she could ask, he placed the watch under a small magnifying glass and wound it slowly. There was a soft click and then the ticking began. But strangely, the sound didn't come from the watch, it came from the entire room. Suddenly, every clock ticked in perfect unison. The shop shimmered as if the air had turned to glass. The light changed, shadows shifted outside, the rain froze mid-air, suspended like crystal. "What is happening?" Mira whispered. "We have stepped out of time," Grace said simply. "Your grandfather wasn't a watchmaker, neither am I. We are keepers, guardians of time." Mira learned that the world was not as it seemed. Time wasn't a straight line, but a delicate web, one that could fray, knot, or unravel. The timekeeper's watch didn't just tell time, it could repair it, or in the wrong hands destroy it. Gray explained that a disturbance had been growing, caused by someone tampering with time. Strange disappearance, echoes of events that never happened, people remembering different versions of history. The balance was shifting, and her grandfather's final task had to pass to her. "I am not a hero," Mira protested. "I am just a kid." "Time doesn't wait for heroes," Grace said, "but it listened to those who listen back." That night, Gray taught her how to read the language of time. Not numbers, not patterns, flickers in light, changes in air pressure, even memories that didn't belong. Watch each tick of the watch, Mira's sense sharpened. At dawn, Gray handed over Gray handed her a compass unlike any other, one that pointed not north but the nearest time bridge. You must seal them before they widen. It can't leave the shop. I can't leave the shop. My job is to anchor this place. Mira's first journey took her to an old railway station where trains from 1800 and the present arrived at the same platform. Passenger in top hats sat beside commuters with earbuds. A rift had formed, merging centuries. She felt the pull of the bridge like standing near a waterfall. With trembling hand, she held out the timekeeper's watch and turned the dial counterclockwise. The ticking intensified, the air shimmered. In a flash, the bridge sealed, and time flowed properly again. Over the next few weeks, Mira traveled farther and farther. A haunted museum in Paris where paintings whispered in ancient Latin, a frozen moment in a jungle temple where an explorer had been stepping on the same leaf for decades, a small town where no one aged and clock always showed 3 and 17. She grew stronger, sharper, but the compass began to behave strangely, spinning, flickering, pausing, as if uncertain. Then it stopped. It pointed back to the clockmaker's shop. When Mira returned, the door was wide open. Clock lay shattered on the floor. Gray was gone. Only a note remained. The shadow keeper is here. He is after the code. Trust time, Mira. You are ready. Behind the counter where Gray once stood was a staircase she had never noticed before. It led down into darkness, then opened into a glowing chamber filled with floating gears and pendulums the size of cars, the core of time. A man in black stood at its center. His face was hidden, but his voice was smooth and cold. "You were just a child," he sneered. "He sent you to stop me." Mira stood her ground. "You are corrupting time." "Why?" "Because time is power. Control it and you control everything." He reached for the core, but Mira was faster. She opened the watch, revealing a second hidden dial. Her grandfather's voice echoed in her mind. "When the moment comes, don't hesitate." She turned the dial. The core exploded with light, sending ripples through the chamber. The shadow keeper screamed as he was pulled backward into the past or the future. Mira couldn't tell. Then silent, she awoke on the floor of the shop. The clock ticked softly, peacefully. Rain tapped against the window. It was as if nothing had happened. Except now, the watch on her wrist ticked with her heartbeat and the compass. It pointed forward, not to a place, but to a future only she could shape. Grey portrait now hung above the mantel, his eyes kind, watching, and on the shop door a new sign, "Mira Grey, Clockmaker, by appointment only." Important and useful words from the story Clockmaker Secret, along with the short definition to help you understand and remember them. Clockmaker, a person who makes or repairs clock and watches. Ticking, the repeating sound that a clock makes. Timekeeper, a person or device that measures and records time. Pendulum, a swinging way in the clock that controls movement. Breach, a break or opening, especially in a system or rule. Rift, a split or crack in something, often used to space time in fantasy stories. Chronology, The arrangement of events in time order. Disturbance. Something that interrupts or changes the normal state. Shimmer. To shine with a soft or flickering light. Suspended. Hanging in air or stop temporarily. Guardian. A protector or defender. Anchor. To hold something in place, also a person who keeps something stable. Core. The central or most important part of something. Seal. To close or protect something completely. Compass. A tool used to show direction in fantasy. It might show magical direction. Trembling, shaking, slightly useful from fear or excitement. Flicker, a quick, unsteady light or feeling. Hesitate, to pause before doing something, often out of uncertainty. Whispered, spoke in quiet voice. Sneered, a smile or spoke in a mocking mean a way. Echoed, a sound and or voice that repeats or as is heard again. Thank you for the listening.